All right, we are live. It's been a while since we talked about One Piece, the Wano chapters, but here we are.
Oh, we were like, oh, we'll wait till the next. We talked. A chapter happened, and then they had a break. And we're like, well, it's only one chapter. Let's wait until the next break, and then we'll just go off the breaks off of it. And then 4 to 5 chapters came out.
Yeah, Oda just didn't go on a break, but we're trying to schedule these talks for break weeks, and we're gonna try to keep up with that. So, in case anyone's wondering when these are gonna come out, they should be a little more consistent as opposed to whenever the fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are actually starting at like 1006 today, so we got 5 chapters to go. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
so
Yeah.
let's go down memory. That's Joe speaking, and Tyler's here too.
I am here.
Yes.
Yeah, Tyler is here.
Okay. You sound far away. Are you? Never mind. We're good.
Nope, I'm right here as close as I can be to my camera microphone. We're do it high quality.
So first thing I want to bring up is a question for y'all. And look, I found out not only how to crop, but also how to write notes to myself, so I remember what I wanted to talk about. I'm getting so powerful at this whole podcast thing. You're not even ready.
Y'all, we're from Texas and rural-ish parts. We don't get. We're catching up to the future.
You're
We
from
literally
rural.
live in the 3 stages of Texas:
You're
city, suburb, rural. land.
Bayou.
Bayou.
I am not
Sorry.
from rural Texas. I've never lived in rural Texas unless you're gonna count College Station.
That's rural.
No, there's a fucking university in it. It can't be rural. Okay,
I mean, there's a lot of cows around there,
guys, where's Sanji going? There's been a lot of discussion of like, Sanji has a couple of different ways he can go. He can go help the samurai. He can go help Yamato. And
Maybe Sanji is the one who helped the samurai.
no, what? No.
No.
Tyler, it's too early for you to start this shit. Come on now. I think Sanji's probably going, because the samurai thing seems to be done with. I feel like Zoro will get knocked down there in the following chapters, and Sanji's gonna go help Momo.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to end up too, because that sets up Sanji's simp shenanigans for Oda.
For Oda.
Yep, that does.
Oda is able to write simp shenanigans.
Oh yes, I see. I thought you said he was gonna simp for Oda. I was like, that seems unlikely.
Simp nanigans.
I can't wait for Sanji to be super gross with Yamato. It's gonna be great. Zoro keeps getting astronomical W's, and like again, I like Sanji stuff that's been happening, but it's just like this is not his arc, y'all. This is definitely a Zoro arc.
Well, he had a
I mean,
whole arc.
Yeah, big Whole Cake Island was Sanji art.
The thing
Yeah.
people are
Sanji,
like,
take a seat.
people are sad because like Sanji didn't get a cool badass fight. He didn't like fight one of the emperors, and like because Sanji's more than a fighter, and that arc highlighted that. But and Zoro, all Zoro has is fight. So you can only write like scenes where Zoro's either cool and a good vice captain, or he's fighting, or both.
No, once again, we've said this 100 times, but Sanji making a cake is probably the best thing that could have happened to him.
No one
Yeah.
agrees with us, but you know,
I mean,
it's fine.
well, they know that you don't tell good facts.
What was that? They know the good facts. But okay, so the thing is though, if Sanji goes help Momo, who is he gonna end up fighting? Because he's gonna. There's no way he goes through this arc without a fight too. When every other Straw Hat is getting. Like,
I could see him fighting King. Like they end up like I could see like Momo takes to the skies and Yamato's on,
ooh, I like
him.
that.
and then they end up bringing the King, and then he raid suits up to fight King again.
Well, right now, Marco is fighting King and
Yeah,
Queen,
Marco
right?
is also fighting King
Marco's
right now.
fucking
so-
going ham. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
in a little bit. Okay. Parasparrows beat the bunny and the dog.
Damn.
Yeah. Who didn't see that coming? You know.
I mean, they were powered up, but I'm glad that even with them power up, Parasparrows is like probably the 4th strongest person in Big Mom's crew. So it's good to see him out here. I do think that I think something's going to happen with the weather in the upcoming chapters, where they might get a round 2 in their Sulong forms.
What if Sanji ends up fighting Paraspero?
I think that would be really good, actually, because I feel like
and he takes out a headliner in Big Mom's crew.
yeah. But I mean,
This is Big Mom's first son, so he's technically like almost second in charge of the Big Mom Pirates.
Okay, but he's not as strong as the other three, and I feel like. But then again, the strongest Straw Hat, yeah, he's probably like around Cracker's level, maybe just a little bit below, which is actually pretty impressive. Yeah. But Zoro's out here doing insane shit up there, so like there's a bit of a power gap there. I think Jinbei might be doing something more impressive because he's fighting the #1 Tobiropo, which I feel like is the same strength as Perospero. I don't want to get too power scaly here, but I feel like they're the same position, right? Like the #1 Tobiropo and the #1 non-Sweet Commander, you know?
Yeah.
But Jinbei is doing that and the whole crew. And the little that we saw about Jinbei, he's barely trying from that little panel.
You know what would be fun is if it probably won't happen, but if Sanji runs into Jinbei again and they get a tag team duel.
Yeah, they tag teamed in Fishman Island too, I think.
Yeah.
They both fought like Watatsumi, the like giant fishman.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
How do you remember that name?
Because I am a professional at what I do, okay?
Watatsumi, the big fish that was on screen for like
Island,
3 minutes.
Okay, you know what helps? One Piece Treasure Cruise. It's the mobile game that has like all the characters, so that does help me as well.
Okay.
So that's my little secret.
Now we're doing tier lists though, and we don't know who Dan is. But
okay, I killed it in the tier list. I'm sorry I couldn't remember fucking everyone. All right. Dude, this sequence where like Marco gets a wing cut off and he turns it into a projectile and then he just knee slams King, he's going crazy right now.
I had no idea what was going on here.
Really? Yeah. He's knee dropping them.
Fire Warriors 4 on their ass.
Yeah.
He gave him the Captain Falcon knee of justice.
yeah. Captain Falcon their ass. Someone edit like when the anime comes out, someone edit like a Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate like kill screen and the game. Yeah, I'm very impressed by Marco. I do hope one of them breaks off and does fight Sanji. I think that'd be really impressive because then you could say, okay, but Marco wore them down and Sanji's pretty injured too, so like they were both working at a nerf state. And I think King would be a good pick because King is the #1 of like Kaido's crew. He's like the second boy in command. So I think that's pretty impressive. Because I think Zoro's got other things to do, which I'll talk about later.
Is Brooke with Frankie?
Brooke is with Robin.
Okay.
Frankie's soloing, Jinbei soloing.
Queen Lady.
Black Maria. Or Queen Lady.
Black Maria.
Nice.
Queen.
That's about all that happened in that chapter. There's a bit of Isoni stuff, but that carries on to this one.
Which, I mean, we're going to get all the way up to the most recent chapters, which, might I remind you, I have a prediction sheet that I found from March 3rd of last year.
Good.
Talking about these fights that are happening right now.
Okay, let's read that at the end. That seems fun.
We're going to read that at the end.
Let's keep track of Tyler's prediction sheet. Also, I think I threw some stuff in your sheet, right? Or I asked you to do it. You should make that sheet public so we can keep track of all of our predictions there. So this chapter it's mostly a Chopper chapter, which I really like. Tyler seemed pretty upset about, are we going to have to talk about Chopper?
No. I was just asking, are we going to have to talk about Chopper?
We'll be brief.
There's nothing bad with Chopper, but I mean, it's just like,
I thought this was a really good moment, but the thing with a lot of recent Chopper moments, and this is why he's the worst Straw Hat right now, is that his moments feel really unearned. And I don't know if y'all agree, but like the fact that we don't really see him struggle, he handles most of the stuff he does off screen now, is a bit of a bummer because we get to see like Sanji baking the cake, and we don't get to step into like the Shogeki no Soma like food wars. Here's how I'm making this cake, and then Big Mom's gonna have an orgasm. Like we're not getting into any of that.
But we're seeing
scenes, and he's playing off another character. He's playing off a pudding. So, like, I wish Chopper at least had some scenes that are developing his character while he's making the serum that he does make.
I mean, it'd be great if he did it with Law. Like, Law has a bunch of combat potential, so it's kind of hard to take out of that. But, like, if they ran around and he had to bounce it off, and then he's able to impress Law in some way with his expertise.
They could have made that, like, mean nurse more of a prevalent character, and then Chopper could have bounced off of her, you know, like...
Doctor!
Yeah. Which leads to this glory. Speaking of the doctor and the nurse, they're here, which I thought was really cute. I remember them from Zao, and they have very memorable designs. But
these guys.
This bomb is great. Like, it reminds me of the Sakura blossoms in Drum Island that Chopper shot. I do want to say though, the thing with Dr. Hirolik, right? Dr. Hirolik one day was traveling the world, and he found a land that had a bunch of beautiful sakura trees, and that made him feel so hopeful that he wanted to create a medicine that will heal people's hearts, basically. That's basically what Dr. Hirolik was getting at. Wouldn't that land be Wano? It is a Japanese-themed country. Why would the sakura trees not be here? I'm getting worried that we're never going to see that land if it's not Wano, and that's, like, just more Chopper development that we could have had that Oda's not going to, and that is a current fear of mine.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Wano has alleviated a lot of my fears I had in Act 2. It's been going super great. Roof Piece is god tier, but but like this is the new fear that we don't get Dr. Hirolik stuff. But,
I mean, he is dead.
He is dead, but we can get like a moment where Chopper sees the blossoms and is like,
yo, if Oda kills a character, all right, they never get mentioned ever again.
That's not true.
That's not true. Bellamere got mentioned like 700 chapters in almost.
Except when they come back alive.
No. Oh my god, you're horrible. Ace was mentioned like 5 times since his death. You're so bad.
No. I feel like there'll be a good epilogue where like he walks through a garden and sees them and realizes that's them.
I hope that is not a moment that is a single panel, at least. I hope he's walking there and he's like with Nami or Luffy or something. Like something that is meaningful.
What if it turned out this island, Onigashima, was that Sakura Tree Island?
That would be interesting. But there's still like, what if there's like a Kaido's garden and it's like a... Yeah, that would be cool. Let's keep that in, like, throw that in the prediction sheet. / I will be upset if it doesn't happen sheet.
Yeah.
I do like this. Like, Chopper's been having a very hard stance on how medicine's been used for a long time. He had it with Hogback. He had it in Punk Hazard. He has it here. So I do like that. So I do think this is a good Chopper scene because of stuff like this. Even though, like, the actual antivirus feels a little unearned. I do also like how I think he combated it by creating a virus that attacks the cold, which is like pretty neat, I guess. But I
don't think that's how viruses work, but yeah, sure, okay.
And then Chopper pops up and he's like, "I'm not a Tanuki, I'm not a raccoon dog," and smacks the shit. This is big, by the way. This is Queen that he's smacking. So and he's making him bleed.
I like the build up to this is everyone's been like, "Oh yeah, that raccoon dog saved us. Oh, cheer for the raccoon dog."
And Chopper's like, "Very nice, but one thing I gotta address." Just real quick.
I'm very glad that Oda knows it's a joke and it's a good payoff for it.
We forgot you skipped the moment where Chopper does a candy ball. In order to go supersize.
Yeah, he does the rumble ball. He always does that when he goes big boy.
Yeah, but I think like right before we read this chapter, we were talking about the rumble balls, and like they're confirmed that they never did anything, and he just eats them just cuz.
No, that's not what they were confirmed.
He doesn't need to eat them for his other guard points or his other points.
Yeah,
but he has to eat it for the monster form.
But he used to eat them and go like rumble point.
Yeah, but he evolved. He leveled up to where he doesn't need them to do the basic.
For the big one.
In the time skip, he only uses it for the big one. But what is funny is in Fishman Island, when they're getting to the island, he uses a rumble ball to go guard point, which now is like a huge fluff ball. But the thing is, that's not how it works. So someone's like, "Oda, I thought you said he doesn't need to eat those anymore." And then Oda was like, "Oh, right. That was a rumble ball candy that he likes to eat, wink." So
now he just has like the snippets of him eating the rumble ball candy randomly.
No, I think he just used that to like excuse the plot hole that he made back then, which is very Oda-like. He did something similar recently with Lost Fingers when we were reading Dressrosa. He's like,
Oh,
Oda,
yeah, like
Oda, you drew Lost Finger, like his finger tattoo's wrong. They're spelling death the wrong way. And he's like, oh, you see, he used the Shambles ability specifically on his knuckles. It's like, you're so full of shit, dude. Oh, I do think that Chopper moment is going to lead to him getting a real bounty finally, because a bunch of notable people, especially like Marco and the CP0 that's there, now know that the reindeer is also Monster Chopper for sure. So they're probably going to give him a real bounty now, which is pretty exciting. It might be the single greatest bounty increase in the series, which would be really funny.
A 400% increase.
I mean, is it bigger than Sniper King or Sniper God?
Actually, Luffy went up 1 billion in one arc. So
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
So that unless Chopper ends up at 1,050,000,050, which would be nuts, then I take it back. He'll probably be like the second biggest increase.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if everybody gets out of this alive, they might all be over 1 billion.
I don't know if they'll be, because like 1 billion's like commander level, so I think 3 of them will be over 1 billion.
I mean, if all of them are fighting previous known commanders at their age, they would all be in the high 100 million.
Zoro's getting to 1 billion.
I'm gonna say they're all gonna be 500,000 plus, which is really good.
Yeah.
Including like Nami and Robin and shit. They will all be 500.
Robin should be way higher.
Robin's bounty is... The justification for it is bullshit. Where we're like, she's the most dangerous woman in the world, but we don't want to let people know that, so we're going to keep it low. But really it's because Oda had it below crocodiles because he wanted crocodile to look scarier. That's it. But, so here they talk about the fruit. And I have big theories surrounding this fruit. They're talking about Momo, or like, really they're talking about, speaking of dragons... Vegapunk made a dragon fruit, and I'm glad it was a failure. And they say Vegapunk extracted Kaido's bloodline elements and used them to create an artificial fruit. I was just thinking to myself, thank goodness it was a failure. It's very interesting to me for some reason. And they're referring to the fruit that Momo ate, which is an artificial devil fruit that is a failure. But I'm starting to think that it's not at all a failure, and that it's actually one of Vegapunk's greatest success. Because Kaido is not a dragon fruit. I think the world thinks he's a dragon fruit because, like, what happened between him and Big Mom after God Valley is probably not well known to the world that he ate a legendary fish fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking Vegapunk, at that point, Kaido's already evolved into a dragon, however that works, right? Once Kaido gets captured, because it was mentioned that, like, Kaido never dies, but he gets captured all the time. But like he just breaks out or escapes or lives on. So while he was captured, they must have extracted his bloodline elements, which sounds like some Naruto shit. And then then Vegapunk, assuming it was a dragon fruit, tried to create a dragon fruit from it, and then was bummed out that the dragon was not as mighty and fierce as Kaido. But the reality is, Vegapunk, you weren't working with like dragon DNA, you're working with legendary fish DNA. So maybe they think it was a mistake. But it's actually like a big success because it is a true dragon that was not a legendary fish. It's just like a pure dragon fruit.
He created it out of like almost nothing. Like he synthesized a new fruit.
Yeah, he synthesized something off of something similar, which I think might become a plot point later on. So you can throw that one in the prediction sheet. That's a big theory I got.
It could also be that he was trying to perfectly replicate the fruit.
Yeah.
And his failure was that he was not able to perfectly replicate the fruit. And they just assumed that, it just won't work and won't make a dragon or anything. So
no.
Hold up. So Kaido's like big power is like he was able to like create those clouds and like actually move the island up into the air.
Which Momo can do too.
Which Momo can do as a baby fruit. So think about this. If Kaido is a koi fish, he had to ascend the waterfall, become the dragon.
Yeah.
So he's getting that at late stage fruit powers.
Meanwhile,
what Momo is getting
immediately
at early
gets
stage fruit powers.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking it's like a big success. Like it's not as scary looking or big as Kaido, but you took this weird DNA and you somehow did synthesize something that is a dragon, which is pretty badass.
I'm saying from the perspective of Vegapunk as his character, is that he saw as a failure because he figured out it was a fish fruit and then could not synthesize it perfectly, just skip the fish part. Does that make sense? Like, it's a pride thing.
I guess so, but then, like, I feel like Vegapunk is stated to be so smart that if he knew it was a fish fruit, I think he could figure something else. But then you could also argue, Willer, if he's so smart, then he probably wouldn't be fooled anyways. But, like, maybe, like, he's dealing with stuff that just doesn't exist in modern era. Like, there's, like, an artificial dragon is the only dragon we've ever seen in the series, the one in Punk Hazard that Zoro killed, by the way. So, like, there's no...
That dragon's going to come back, like, with
a bandage around his neck. He's like, I'm good.
No. I mean, like, the celestial dragons are called dragons for some goddamn reason, right? You don't just pick that. So, and they said that dragon was really liked by the celestial dragons in Punk Hazard.
Yeah.
And they even named...
Why did they... how did that come up again? Who said that?
That was... It wasn't Kinemon. It was some other person that was on the island. It was Brownbeard, maybe?
Okay, maybe. I wonder how he knows that, but...
But he... Well, probably Caesar told him. But, like, basically, the Celestial Dragons really like that dragon. So I bet there's some sort of connection about the Celestial Dragons when they become dragons or something like that. So that dragon's going to show up in the flashback, and we're going to figure out its name is someone important.
Wait, his name is Monkey D. Dragon. But Joe, what if this means that Dragon was also a celestial dragon, and he's from the Dragon Clan, which might have been the top clan, and then there's like... Well, but his name is Monkey, so I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But, like, I'm starting to synthesize a whole nother, like, Dragon was a celestial dragon theory before he's a revolutionary. Which, you know what? That might still happen. It might still happen.
Added it to the list.
Thing is, I don't have... It's one of those Tyler theories where I could say it, but I don't know what it would mean for the story. So, it's not a very strong theory.
But I think that Dragon from Punk Hazard is part of the reason why... that they really tried to synthesize Kaido's fruit was not necessarily a power thing, but almost like there's something the Celestial Dragons want that's related to dragons.
I mean, what if they were like people who lived with the dragons and that's why they're so revered? Yeah. They were like the dragon kin, right?
Yeah.
And maybe dragons are space creatures because I also have that theory where like the celestial dragons are from the moons because they wear spacesuits. But I mean, it's One Piece. Why wouldn't there be moon dragons? But maybe they're
don't forget Luffy's mom was a space pirate
or something or crocodile. It could be anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, it could be the celestial dragons like, yo, Vegapunk, you're the greatest, right? Can you bring back the legendary dragons that gave us the power that we had 800 years ago? You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's...
All right, we're getting somewhere.
Not bad.
All right. Okay, anyways, Odin's back.
Yeah!
So, if we wanted to get hella views, we would have put out a video when this chapter ended, right?
Yeah, but we're bad at our job, our part-time jobs.
It's a hobby that we're quite good at because we just formalized the two biggest theories that aren't very common. I don't think I've heard much of what we just talked about. So,
it's true.
Who did y'all think this was when this chapter came out?
Kanjuro?
Kanjuro.
Okay.
Nobody dies in One Piece.
I thought it was Kanjuro too. So, but like people are going crazy with these theories. So who knows?
I mean, so the lead up for this, for Odin being like here, was the mysterious 10th figure in the room with the samurai.
Yes. Like
there is a 10th sheath in that room. That we don't know who it is.
Well, no. Remember, we saw like a lady or Enaru's earlobes, but probably a lady tending the samurai, and so I thought it was Toki. So that could bring credence to like Toki sent Odin into the future at some point, but then he wouldn't be able to go back to the point where he died, which is exactly what Ashura Doji says. It's like we saw Odin die. You can't go back with Toki's fruit, so it can't be time travel.
Like, honestly, it'll probably end up being like, it could be anything from, who's the new Odin? What's her name again?
Yamato.
It could be like Yamato has a sister, or it's one of the squirrel girls running around who defects.
It's
No.
Because he wants to go back with Zoo.
It's realistically two options, and one of them
it's not anything plot relevant. I'm standing on that.
Holy shit! You don't even have to write that down. I'm going to shame you when the chapter comes out. I'm going to bring this up again. I will not forget.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's like you're not even paying attention to the story. So it's either Hiyori or Toki, and that's that.
Like, okay, yeah, if it's Hiyori, that makes sense. Like, she's alive, she's there. That's not.
How is that not plot relevant? What? Okay, all right. Let's break it down. Let me spoil One Piece for you. This is where the Hiyori storyline's going. If that was Hiyori, Zoro falls. She tends to his wounds, which will be a callback to when she tended to his wounds early in the arc, and then they will both kill the last head of Orochi because Zoro said, I want to be the one to kill Orochi after Toniyasu died. And Hiyori said, man, I wish I could too. So they're going to double tag team that head. And that's going to be where Zoro's plotline really ends, I think, until post-Wano or like Act 5 where they talk about the Shimotsuki, like Zoro family at that point.
Man, you're going beyond, and Zoro's nowhere near where the scabbards are.
Dude, he could just fall through a building. Kaido can knock anyone down to any room that they... No, he's actually super close to where the scabbards are because the scabbards were knocked or were teleported from the roof to the top floor. Zoro just needs to fall down there.
They go from the roof down, and then they're going sideways because they've left. So Zoro is goes... I'm saying you, it's not going to be anything. It'll just be like, oh, Hiyori was the one who healed us. And then she go, ah! And that's it. It's not going to be a big deal.
Wow. Okay, what a hill to die on. But you will die on this hill, Tyler. Mark my words.
I have crazy theories, and then I'm going to be, grounded. It's nothing crazy.
That's ungrounded. You're flying right now. You're looking like Kaido on these clouds, my dude. Okay.
Look at this horse that can fly.
Cool. I do want to say
that's wings made of hands. Those are flesh wings.
Those
which
don't
are
make
terrifying.
sense. Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah.
So I want to say something about these chapters. I feel like the art has been pretty sketchy in select panels where if I zoom in, I'm like, oh my god, this guy's hand.
I think they clean them up in the volume.
I think I'm used to reading the volume stuff on Viz, and it'll be cleaned up later. But
you notice that those are Conjuro birds in the background.
Yeah,
that does kind of look like Kanjuro's bird.
Those are Kanjuro birds.
Nice.
Conjuro's spying on the cover pages.
Ashura Doji fucking goes down here. One thing I really like about this scene is he's the one who is wake up, guys, it's not Odin, there's no way it can be, and he goes to slash Odin. But I saw a comment where it's interesting that when he goes to slash the Odin that he knows is fake, he only slashes his cheek. Because that implies that's and he says later, it's guys, I really wish, you guys, that he was alive.
We all feel the same way.
Yeah.
We all wanted it to be him.
So it's I know this is not Odin, but what if there's a 1% chance I don't want to kill him, so I'm just going to slash his cheek, and that's probably what got him stabbed in the chest. That small amount of resistance to killing the paint Odin, which I think is a very cool little character moment. It's very subtle, but it's one that'll stick with me for sure.
Good moment.
What will also stick with me is this fucking massive explosion he tanks.
Boom!
Never defile Kazuki Odin again, he says. And then
why does the paint blow up?
The paint had bombs. Remember, he had a massive stick of dynamite.
He's got some terrorist bombs strapped to his chest.
And let's call it. Is he dead or not?
Nah.
I'm gonna take the stupid road, and I know I'm being stupid here. I'm gonna say he's dead.
This is gonna get marked down. Do you want
mark it down?
Do you want
Okay,
mark it down.
My loss. The hill I die on is a much less pathetic hill than your hill. That Hiyori's not going to be important to the plot. Okay.
Okay, she's already okay. That's not the thing. She is semi-important to the plot because she's Hiyori. But I'm not saying it's gonna be it was so crazy that she healed them.
Okay, that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is that she's here and she's gonna kill Orochi. That's what I'm arguing for.
I mean, if you go to the next page, we'll get to see that she isn't the one who kills him.
I got some news for you, bud, but we'll go there in a second. Okay, but I'm just saying, I think he's dead because his body was fucking charred on the ground. That looked graphic. That was some like oof for One Piece. In the next page, which I didn't capture, his body's literally charred, like charred black on the ground, and Kinemon is just like, holy shit, he's crying.
We've seen actual dead people not be dead.
We didn't see nothing, okay? We didn't see Pound's head get decapitated, and everyone knows bombs are weakest at the center, all right? That's how.
Yep.
That's how Pell survived, okay? And then to put insult to injury, Jack shows up. Oh fuck! I forgot to get the amazing exchange that Zack has with Dogstorm, where he's like, "There's no moon out there for you to go Sulong." And Inuarashi Dogstorm is like, well, there's no poison gas for you to kill me either, so I guess we're squared. And I'm like, that is such a good burn. That's fantastic. That I like the Scabbards are definitely like I very much like them. I don't know if they're as emotionally resonant as like say Kairos and Dressrosa or even the children. Maybe, well, I don't know. They're probably better than the children in Punk Hazard, but they're not like even the villains in Whole Cake Island have a little bit more depth or not depth, but like you feel for them a little bit more because the samurai are so tough. I feel like it invites you to like not worry for them as much as I think the story wants you to, because it's like they're going in there in a suicide mission, so I don't feel bad when they suicide.
Mm-hmm. You say that, but potentially, if you notice, they are slowly being picked off one by one away from each other.
Which is why I think that Shootin' Maru is dead, and Dogstorm's also gonna die to Jack. I think if anyone's gonna die this arc, it's going to be like a couple of pick-off deaths on these samurai.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think we only need one of them left at the end, which is the one who is going to be our main boy,
Kinemon.
Kinemon.
He had the most death flags, and then he gets to live. Oh my god!
Because he's gonna be our 10th crewmate. That's it.
I think I mentioned that theory, right? Where his fruit follows the number scheme of all the other fruits. It's the only other fruit aside from Kuma's, and I highly doubt Kuma's gonna join the Straw Hats.
Okay, but at this point, honestly, I haven't been reading as long as y'all. How long has Kinemon been with the Straw Hats?
He's been with the Straw Hats since Punk Hazard in chapter like 620, 640. And we're at 1010.
Is that like 6 years?
That is, dude, it is an eternity.
Yeah. Like, he earned that spot.
He did earn that spot. I don't even disagree. He only took one break, which was Whole Cake, but he's been like in every arc. Aside from that,
it would be kind of.
He wasn't even on break. He was taking them to the motherland.
Exactly. Yeah, he was like still doing shit in the background.
It would be kind of neat because if all the Scabbards die by him, and then Momonosuke is fine and has Hiyori, he really doesn't have a lot to in Wano. Well, he has his wife.
So here's the thing. I just remembered that we're going to the capital, and something that was like weird is like Kinemon can't die without seeing his wife, and it just made me realize that something much worse could happen, which he finally sees his wife after 20 years of her waiting, and he gets clubbed to death.
Orochi comes up and slashes her in the back. Or Kanjuro kills her.
Oh no! This is all so cruel. Oh, I just want him to go have sex with his weirdly sculptured wife, who looks like an old Japanese painting.
Yeah.
Guys, Kanjuro created his wife.
No, that's not true. Because we literally see her before they even meet Kanjuro in the flashback.
He killed her and then replaced her with a paint clone.
I think Kinemon will get to live, and Yamato will stay behind with Momonosuke.
I think Yamato is leaving with Marco. That's my prediction.
Yamato for Straw Hat is what everyone says. I'm not super on that idea.
Nah, they crazy out here with that. Yamato ain't joining Straw Hat.
I think Yamato.
Yo, let's write that down because we're in the minority then, thinking that Yamato does not join the Straw Hats. And I think we all agree on that, so we'll take that.
I'm dating these actually now.
Nice. Yeah. So they get aged like fine wine. later on.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember.
Well, that's that. Like, we left one of them behind. We kill Orochi in a couple of pages, so we'll get there in a second. But I really like this line from Luffy, so I wanted to highlight it. They're just as human as we are. And I think that is such a good line because everything we've been told and seen and every character says about the Yonko is that they are inhuman. They are forces of nature. Even the other 4 people here probably wouldn't agree with Luffy here. But I think what makes Luffy so strong is that he looks at everyone as a beatable challenge, as a beatable human, and even if he gets knocked down, he rubbers himself back up. Which I like. This is just a really a line that you can easily read over, but I think it says so much about why Luffy is the powerful character that he is. But
Luffy's the only human not in One Piece, or in One Piece.
Yeah.
He's an alien.
He's a dragon.
Oh my god. Let's not even go there. Speaking of dragons, this page is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Fuck all that shit art or like that sketchy art. This page looks gorgeous. This is.
It just looks like we're in hell with these two staring at them.
And Luffy's line here might be the most badass Luffy line. That suits me fine. I've been to hell and back a few times already. It's home territory. Let's go. That's my boy.
Okay, how many times has Luffy technically died?
Okay, he's literally been to hell and Impel Down, so let's start there.
I was about to say, he got poisoned to death.
He got poisoned to death. He almost drowned. He got killed by Crocodile twice. He got killed by Lucci once.
He got punched in the chest.
They called Enies Lobby not hell as well.
Yeah. No, Usopp called it not hell.
Yeah.
So that one explicitly doesn't count, I guess, because Usopp's never lied or been lied.
He got strangled to death by Gas Boy.
Yeah. I mean, that one was less. That was a like 0.5 death.
He deprived them of oxygen. He has brain damage.
He drowns in Arlong Park.
He also. Dressrosa was just held near the end because it was just a mad dash to like either I stop Doflamingo or literally every citizen here becomes a red stain. So that's pretty hellish. He didn't eat for a while in Whole Cake Island, which is probably the worst hell he's ever faced. So it's like, yeah, that's a fire line. Okay, let's talk about Big Mom looks badass here. Like she looks very scary, but let's talk about Kaido. How do y'all feel about his hybrid form? Because some people were upset at this form.
He looked like King Koopa.
I wasn't fairly impressed about it that much, and then as I read more, I enjoyed it a lot more. What really sold it to me was there's a side shot of Kaido, and you can see his legs and his tail and how it all looks.
The tail is what sells it in action because he looks like he's moving in a serpentine way that is his full dragon form, but as a man beast. So like it's this cool way that he moves in a way that like his other form does, but he has all these limbs. So I think it looks sick. And the coloring looks great. The assumed coloring. Where shoutouts to Amanomoon.
Watch him be pink. Watch him be.
If he's pink, I'm crying because his other form is blue. So just keep blue, please. You're a fish, for Christ's sake.
You would get eaten by a shark.
Anywho,
there's this. So one thing to note is he's got these long whiskers. Like his mustache is even like longer now.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a catfish, and there's like that drum game, or like in Japan where they like throw like they have this like it's like a blue and orange catfish, and it's like got legs or something.
Oh, you mean
know what I'm talking?
DSL fish?
Huh?
DSL fish?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I call those kinds of those carp characters with legs.
He looks like one of those.
Yeah, he looks. I really like this design for him. And it looks even
I like
better
the Cloud and Nimbus and Fireboy even looking like
Prometheus and Zeus looking scary here. Same with Napoleon. Yeah, everyone's looking fire. Like Luffy's so well drawn here too. What a nice devilish smile he's given.
Yes, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. Yo, Jinbei, anytime he's in the screen, you should be cheering. Also, Tama's here, which is very cute.
Yeah. Who?
Tama?
Who's that?
Dango Ball?
Oh, Dango Ball girl. Plot device girl.
I mean, she's been pretty prominent in Wano, but so some people think she'll join the Straw Hats, which is pretty interesting because in this page she's the only extra character. But Frankie's got a sweatshirt that says hentai. Also, okay, let's talk about this teapot. So
yeah,
this teapot is a tanuki fruit, a general raccoon dog. Which lets him transform, I think. First of all, how did the teapot consume something without Vegapunk technology? That's sus as fuck.
Okay, dude, wasn't there the dog cannon in...
Okay, but that's Vegapunk technology, or like a Vegapunk method. Well, I guess like they figured it out, so maybe someone in Wano probably figured it out too.
They just shove a fruit in the hole, and it's like, oh, it ate it.
Can't be that simple. But so some people thought that the fake Odin was this Tanuki because the chapter was called Raccoon Dog. So it's like, oh, Oda's doing like a double play thing. So the next chapter where it's confirmed not to be the Tanuki, he shows this little Raccoon Dog as like, I think as like a little tease at the people who thought it was that, and like when it was clearly Kanjuro.
Man, if Dango Girl's the one to go with him because she was close to Ace.
I mean, she wants to go sail with Big Brother Ace, so Luffy will have to do.
Yeah.
I could see it. I would prefer Kinemon over her. The way it goes for me is, okay, here's my ranking. It goes Kinemon, then her, then Carrot, then Yamato. That is the ranking I'd like to go with. But those last two are not happening.
I think if she joins, that's a really different skill set that the rest of the crew doesn't have, because she's like a beast master on the ship that's in charge of all the animals.
Yeah,
and she can tame the animals they meet.
Do y'all have like a preference ranking among the characters?
Not really. I just have my one.
Joe provides interesting points.
Tyler forfeits his turn. I will say I would be happy if any of them join. I just hope we do get one more Straw Hat this arc, I think. But it had to be the final Straw Hat unless we're talking about Smoker, who's the actual final Straw Hat. But that's a conversation for another day.
Are we going to talk about hentai Frankie shirt?
No, I mentioned it. It means weirdo. You guys are perverts. All right, so you're saying they killed Orochi here. No, dude, this is 6 heads. He's still got 1 left.
They didn't also burn the heads after
it's not a Hydra.
Hydra.
They don't regrow, but he still does have 1 head left, so he's probably still alive, and then Zoro and Hiyori will take the last one, which is why I feel that theory holds weight. But I also do like how he shows up, and he's like, oh man, we betrayed each other.
He sets the building on fire.
Yeah, he has been setting the building on fire. But he just gets kind of like immediately rolled because these guys are not having it because one of their own just died for real, maybe. And they failed to kill Kaido, so like they're not having a very good time right now. Kinemon looks fierce.
I like how Orochi has the gall to think he was going to do anything.
He thinks he's way stronger than he is, which is great. I think he's an entertaining villain.
I really man, at the beginning, I thought Orochi was going to be a bad villain the way he set up Kanjuro to betray everybody. And he's really just the joke of this arc.
He really has become, yeah. I wonder if he'll do one last big evil hurrah. Like, he could potentially attack Kinemon's wife. I don't think she would die, but like it might be a fake out death, and then like he gets wiped out by Zoro or Hiyori or someone.
I mean, the anime has done a really good job at portraying him as a jokey villain too.
Yeah, his voice acting I really annoying. I would assume. Yeah. Okay, this is nuts. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen, to be honest. in One Piece, this is the strongest attack in all of One Piece, and Zoro tanks it.
For a second, but yeah.
So, is the implication that Zoro stops it just long enough for Law to teleport them all past the attack?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it was made unclear, because some people are saying, wow, Zoro deflected the whole thing, but Law specifically says that it was blocked for like a second, or like it could be a figure of speech second, but at most, like he held out for like 3 to 4 seconds, right?
I think it was Law moved them with Shambles. But he was able to hold off enough for her to do that.
Yeah. Either way, that is extremely impressive. Like, this has to easily be the strongest attack in One Piece so far. So
yeah, the reason why I think that too is that if I feel like there still would have been some sort of like backlash against them, unless when they would hit the rest of them.
Yeah, everyone else is fine.
Yeah, they would take splash damage. I feel if they did not move. But
true. But then Zoro gets up and keeps fighting. So holy shit, like Zoro's gone up in my books at least a slot for just how badass he's being in Roof Piece.
Zoro has always been the strongest.
The second strongest, yeah, for sure.
He is the Vegeta of One Piece. He sets up all of the main combat, does all the damage for his carry, and then lets the carry swoop in and get the gold.
If we're talking RPG stats, Zoro has an extremely high stat. So Luffy has good defense, but Zoro has insane HP. And his attack is also because he's also physically like stupid strong.
I was gonna say he has high offense, good HP, but like 0 armor. Because after every one of his fights, usually they're like actually tough. He just flops on the ground. It's like, I'm done.
That's because his fights are fucking tough. He seeks out the tough ones. So
he literally just took the strongest attack in the world.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing. It's just like he wears himself out after one fight and then he's done.
Luffy also has Luffy's passive reduces all physical damage, so that helps him too. Good Luffy got good defense stats.
Here Luffy is talking shit to Kaido.
Yeah. I love this. Did you dodge that one, Kaido? Because it was gonna hurt, huh? And then
he's just smiling while he's fighting.
Yeah, he's having a good time despite the horrible odds stacked against him. Here's a scene where I'm like, oh, Kaido's form looks sick. Like, look at like the motion that Oda's able to portray with this attack.
He just went Rajang on his ass.
Yeah, he really did.
Like, people who do, like, enemies who do sudden mouth beams are terrifying.
Mouth beam
you don't see it coming.
Mouth beam is one of my favorite anime attacks, I think. It's super cool, right? I'm a big fan, which is why, like, I liked when the Pacifistas did it and Gotenks does it, so, like, I'm a
Joe,
fan.
Does Godzilla have a mouth beam?
Oh.
Yes! Primary move.
Is Kaido Godzilla?
So we are having Kong versus Godzilla Part 2 coming up, so yes.
Kong Gun
versus
Godzilla
Beam, yes.
Yeah.
Also, his attacks are named after gods because the attack he uses to take out Luffy is called Ragnaroku, which is a fusion of Ragnarok, which is not a god but an event, and Naruku, which is a cool attack name. Naruku, I think, is a god.
It's a really
So Big Mom gets knocked out, and thankfully we read this chapter. We know she'll get back in it, but we gotta fucking hand it to these boys, right? The 4 of them were able to dispatch Big Mom temporarily, which is like immovable object, but they fucking sent her flying, which is really fun.
Set this up so well. Like, in the background, how they had this going, like, Kid sets up the metal room for Nimbus to be trapped in.
Yes.
And he can't escape the metal room.
Zoro uses his flame slashing ability, which we've learned about, to like Smash Brothers logo the Prometheus, and then Killer's just like, I'm gonna fight this sword solo.
Killer's fighting the sword with swords. He's like,
well, Killer also made the box. So.
Killer didn't make the box. Killer's contribution was going super hard on a sword.
Right.
And the sword's literally just like running away, screaming, "Help me, Mom!"
This was.
I got Killer and Kid confused.
I'm so excited for this bit in the anime because it's gonna have Killer's voice actor laughing while he's chasing this sword.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Good on them, and they did also mention something I really dislike, which is Law's fruit doesn't work on people with strong hockey. I can't stress how lazy I think this is. Because no other fruit that we've seen so far acts like that. Like, I think a good point to introduce something like this would have been if, like, Sugar can't use her ability if someone's hockey's too strong, so it doesn't work on, like, Luffy or Don Chinjao or Doflamingo or something.
Is Sugar the one who can, like, stretch people?
Sugar turns people into toys in Dressrosa. She's the little girl who turns people to toys, right? So then that would have introduced, like, the idea of, like, or, like, Boa's Boa's
Petrification.
petrification beam doesn't work on people with the hockey too strong, but they've never like framed it this way until chapter 1009. So I feel like it comes off as extremely lazy, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna make it clear now. Hockey has never functioned like this before, but it's gonna function like this now, and it's like
it might be a Supreme King thing.
It could be, but like. I just
But they're at high rank Supreme King. They're at Supreme King Plus.
They're in Master rank. They're tackling like tempered Elder Dragons right now.
Because he didn't do it against Doflamingo, who has Supreme King.
He never swapped Doflamingo. I don't think it's true. So like it was implied that that's how it works. Then I just wish it was said it like that then. Because it's like we're 1,000 chapters in. You've had 500 chapters to introduce this concept of hockey blocking out certain like effect-based devil fruits, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's how it works now. We'll just have to move on.
But Rock,
yo, best girl,
yo, S tier character.
Yo,
above
we're talking
Whitebeard?
like so. Something I forget a little bit is my favorite part about that is like Big Mom is like, "Oh, you thought a rock would hurt me?"
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wait, and then like it shows like a zoom out, and she's flying up the island. She's like, "We're up in the air. There's nothing beneath us."
They're like, yeah, a rock won't hurt you. Like they shot like spears at her. Like she has yet to take a single damaging blow in this entire fight, which is pretty cool. Like the arc's not like really about her, but she has not been damaged in One Piece. I think that's nuts.
She took she took some. They just crowd controlled the shit out of her.
Yeah, but she's like silly enough to be crowd controlled and throw it around, so that's her weakness. Meanwhile, Kaido like gets stabbed and bleeds all over the place, but then will just smack you with a bat and kill you, so it's all good.
Do you think this fight has improved people's standings about Big Mom and how powerful she is? Because I feel like I never doubted it for a second, but like she's been pulling off shit like with the Chillin blast attack.
No, not quite. I do think because people will just be like, she's used comedically. I still see big meme jokes, so it's like her getting knocked off. Like she's back now, so like, but last week or the chapter before 10:10, people were like talking about like, oh, she got knocked off. She's a big joke. So no, I don't think it's really helping her out. Which is why I'm like, I hope she gets to go berserk just once before she gets knocked out of the arc or sent to Elbaf or something. Wherever we like finally deal with her finally. But like, I just wanted to see her and Kaido go berserk before we separated them. Yeah. And I don't think we're gonna get that. It seems like Kid and Killer are gonna go handle it, which is pretty cool.
I do like that Killer. It was showing this power in this fight that he can just like repel people away from him. I'm not sure if that was.
That's Kid.
Did I say Killer again? I meant to say Kid. Kid can just repel people away from him, which I think is kind of cool.
So this interaction's super good. What does Zeus think he's doing? He's useless. He's like, that's what I keep telling you, Mom. He sucks. He was literally a Straw Hat for a little while.
Look at that smug little grin he's got on him, and he's wearing the hat too.
Prometheus is a little shit, and I kind of like him for it. But okay,
and
this is
anyway,
really intimidating.
Mama, can I ask you for something?
Oh, like. So she's about to create the ultimate homie, and I think this is like the power up that we're gonna see where she goes berserk, right? Whatever homie she's currently creating is going to be her strongest one yet.
What if she creates a hurricane homie?
That would be sick, like the tornado titan from Hercules. So there's two ways. There's a couple ways this could go. One, new Zeus that uses the thunderclouds, which would open up the moon for more Sulong, so it becomes also her undoing. Two, Hurricane Homie using the storm. Three, Super Prometheus, so now she has like just two homies, but they're way stronger. Or maybe like, something like that. Or four or five, a water homie, which would be the strongest homie yet, because she's near water right now.
Ocean water homie.
Yeah, that would be insane. I wonder if that would work, because there was a wave homie in Whole Cake Island, but I don't know if that was like a candy wave. I'm not 100% sure how that worked. But anyways, like they're making an explicit point here, like the way they're cutting these panels. It's like Kid and Killer are noticing a change in the climate, so they're noticing that Big Mom's about to do something crazy. Also, I think it's cool that they came here to kill Kaido, but they're being real team players now, which I think is some silent character development. I hope someone verbalizes it at some point. They're like being very team players to go down and fight Big Mom when. Like, the thing is, as I recall, Kid fought every emperor, or he tried to, during the time skip, and he just got beat by all of them. So he's gone after all their forces, I believe, but he's failed every time.
And he doesn't have a crew anymore at this point.
I don't know what happened to his crew, honestly.
They all got killed by Kaido.
That was a theory we had, but it wasn't confirmed.
I thought that was canon, where all of his crewmates died.
No, he still has his crew. They were on the ship. We saw them sail into...
Yeah, we saw Heat and Wire. They're here.
Yeah. No, those are the samurai.
No, bud.
It was...
Heat and Wire are unforgettable characters, right? We'll never forget them because of that tier list.
They came in on their own ship because they had that Navy battle that happened.
Reread the Naval Battle chapter. You'll see some of them. But, okay. Let's talk about this hype-ass moment that Joe is going to try to ruin for me.
I'm not going to ruin everything. I'm just like, I don't like the move. That's it.
Have we been waiting for this since the giraffe fight?
So, no, the last time we saw it was in the Pacifista fights, which was exactly 500 chapters ago. Goda! That's so good. I love that the numerical things Oda does sometimes. So I think that's pretty hype. It's implied that this is Conqueror Hockey, so he's imposing his will on you, which is exactly how Kaku explains it. So that was Zoro tapping into Conqueror Hockey potentially before Luffy. Just think about that for a second. Is that not nuts? Like, he tapped into Conqueror Hockey potentially before the main character.
I mean, no, Luffy's been using Conqueror's Hockey.
No, Luffy first used Conqueror Hockey
Emperor's
Sambody. No, Conqueror Hockey is the one that knocks people out, like Supreme King Hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only used that in Sambody, but if this is an application of Hockey, that was before Sambody, so that's pretty neat. Oh, man, we got to talk about advanced Conqueror Hockey because I think either a lot of people are getting confused or I'm getting confused.
I really like the build-up for this. Zoro's like, all right, Law. He's like, this is my last attack I can do. And he's like, stay away from my captain. Then he just like starts doing the stance. I'm so excited for the anime moment to do this because they're going to go full Naruto pain fight on this. Oh yeah,
they're gonna do that thing they did with him versus Kamazo or Killer, where like everything turns into blocks of stone after this attack.
Yes!
Except this one, I feel like it's gonna be worth it because it's his ultimate attack against Kaido. So yeah,
everything's gonna turn black behind him, and then just the white light flash vertically and like Nova explosion.
Yeah, and then the galaxy implodes. It's gonna be great.
Joe's just in pain.
Joe, why are you being such a weenie boy?
It's fine. It's just like, okay, here's the thing. Here's the one thing that I would be 100% okay with this move. I am 100% okay with him getting more limbs and more heads. I don't like it that he has more of the same swords. That is the biggest thing.
He has
he literally revealed right after this why that's possible.
So here's the thing, and this is what I hate about this. Don't get me wrong, I hated this move when it was introduced, but I think it's hype. Like, now that it's part of the story, I think it's hype that it comes up so late. Like, cool. Like, it's better that it's not forgotten, to be honest, at this point.
No, I agree.
I don't think he physically creates more swords. I think he's imposing a will that's making you see it.
Nah, it's more swords.
It's more swords.
The more we talk about, let's just not think about it until it's confirmed one way or the other.
I do like, though, he cuts Kaido. Like, that is actually super hype because we've been building up to that point.
Kaido says that it's leaving
Kaido off.
Yeah, it's a lasting. Yeah, this is like the most pissed off Kaido's been in this battle because like he's been kind of like, oh, Straw Hat, the light never fades from your eyes. It's exciting, and then Zoro cuts him. He's like, yo, bro. Word?
He's like, that's gonna stay with me forever.
I think he's upset that this is not the captain, but the guy lower than the captain that has injured him.
Yeah,
so like, it's harm on his pride.
I feel like part of Kaido's character, he wants to die so well because of the impact Odin left on him. He's like, how dare you scratch me like Odin did, you know?
Little kitty scratch.
This panel confused me, but then when I realized what happened, I thought it was really badass. This is like some of that shaky art, because if you were to zoom in on Zoro, it would be a disaster. Hold on, can I zoom in here?
Is Zoro even in?
Oh yes,
this top panel.
This blur here is Zoro. You see him? And
yeah,
then,
but I thought it went like in order as like Law,
no.
Kaido,
So
and then Zoro's on the other side of Kaido.
no. Okay, so this is what's confusing about this panel. It is cool when you realize it, but I don't think it's very good, well drawn for the first like read through. So Kaido started at the beginning of this Thunderbolt, and then he went through Zoro and Law so fast that they both get hit in one panel. So it does sell the speed.
No.
And then here's Kaido down here, and then it's Zoro, Law, Kaido, and
he does Thunder Bagua, which he used to knock out Luffy.
But wasn't okay? Go back one.
I can't go back one. You have to do it yourself.
Go back. Yeah, look, no, right there. Kaido is in between Law and Zoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must have smacked Zoro and then quickly jumped to Law. You're right. That is weird.
Well, he could have walked around Zoro and lined up the shot.
Maybe that's what gank means. Is like he went and then like did both.
Yeah, he probably just repositioned. He went around.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he did a spin move and hit.
I will say I was very confused about what happened here until you pointed that out. Like I was just like, I guess he saw a lightning bolt at them.
Yeah, that's why this is the panel that like made me, because when I saw this, I was like, this looks like nonsense. What is happening? It looks like a Big Mom attack when you see it this, but then you see this one, it's like, okay, I get it. All right, let's get to it. Almost. Okay, yeah, here. The hockey you wield penetrates and destroys the enemy from inside. Do not overstress. You must allow the hockey to flow into your fists. Everyone's saying, so Luffy's like, I see what you're doing. You're imbuing your attacks with Conqueror Hockey, which is the advanced form of Conqueror Hockey, which we just learned about this chapter. But it had to exist because there's an advanced form of the other hockeys, so it's fleshed out like it's good that it exists, right? Mm-hmm. And then in this panel, we see that Kaido's club is imbued with this black lightning.
That's the Conqueror Hockey.
And this is where it gets supremely confusing, all right? Because Roger's sword did the same thing in the panel where he clashes with Whitebeard, if you remember, where they weren't touching, right?
Yeah.
They both had the hockey drip, which is what I think people are calling it. I really like it, the drip. The thing is, Black Lightning is used for all sorts of hockey attacks, not just Conqueror Hockey. And you can go look back to the panel in which Ulti headbutts Usopp. That has Black Lightning. There's a panel where Frankie suplexing someone has Black Lightning. Like, normal armament hockey is something, if it's strong enough, produces the Black Lightning. But I think that's different from the drip, right? And this is where it gets confusing. This shit here, people are saying that Luffy's using Conqueror Hockey here, and they're like,
on
wow.
His sandals.
On his chanclas, the greatest sandals in the East Blue, still here, man. And the thing is, like, so people are like, wow, it's kind of weird that Luffy just learned this technique and is already doing it. Like, no matter what Luffy's doing here, it's incredibly badass. Like, this is one of the coolest things Luffy's ever done, because visually it looks incredible. These are greatly, like, the art here is fantastic, and Luffy looks badass. But the thing is, this is exactly how advanced armament hockey was portrayed. This is how they described it, where you can hit things from far away, and you create a bubble of energy with your blows. So that's where I'm confused. It's like, everyone's saying this is Conqueror, but I thought this was just him showing advanced for the first time in this way.
Also,
it might be both, where it's like he couldn't necessarily penetrate the Conqueror Hockey that Kaido has until he infused it with his own. And then that's how we're getting the clashes here. Like, he's definitely hitting him with Conqueror Hockey with the mace, and then he's kicking him with it at the same time. That's what's making the gap, right?
No, because the gap and it's like literally in this page from what he, like, it's in the chapter, which is why I'm so confused, why everyone's getting confused, or I'm missing something, because the way he overall describes it's literally a shield around you, right? Which is what we're seeing. Oh God, which is what we're seeing here. He's literally creating a shield that is clashing with the club.
But I think what it is when the Wanoans, the Wano people, when they talk about hockey, they have a different name for it, right? It's for you.
They talk about Rio.
Yeah. And they might not understand that there's different forms of hockey. So they just see it as different levels of power for it.
So you're telling me he was describing Conqueror Hockey all along? Then what's Advanced Armament Hockey? That is a shit explanation if that's it. That's gonna make me more upset because then it's like we're gonna be super confused later down the line when Advanced Armament Hockey gets introduced and it's something completely different or something. You know?
So I'm already confused because he's like, "Oh, you can imbue things with hockey," and it's like, yeah, haven't you seen Zoro use his sword
No, but
ever?
Tyler, here they're talking about imbuing it with Conquer Hockey. You know how there's 3 types, right? There's Observation and Armament and Conquer. We've never seen anyone imbue it with Conquer, which is what Luffy's saying it. He's saying you're imbuing it with Conquer somehow. And we don't know what effect that really has. We'll probably find out as the fight goes on, right?
It gives people cancer.
That is one of our theories. We're going to hold on to that theory for a little bit.
The thing is, too, is that goes back to the Odin versus Whitebeard fight where they do it and it clashes. But, yeah.
I think then it's really messy that he's doing both Advanced Armament and Advanced Conquer for the first time in one page. In the same page where the page previous, they're talking about Advanced Armament. So, I don't know, man.
What is... Okay, so... Is Future Sight a part of the Armament series of hockey?
Future Sight is Observation. So in that fight, Luffy learned Advanced Observation, which is Future Sight.
So then there's 4 types of hockey.
No, there's 3. There's 3, and then advanced versions of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, Luffy knows one of the advanced ones. But
apparently he knows all 3.
Apparently he knows all 3, which is why I'm confused and upset.
I mean, he did train at the prison with the old guy.
To be fair, I get that he's learning faster because, he had to learn the Katakuri one on the fly. This time he actually had training, so he should be getting it faster, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna be winning this fight in base form.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, we're about to see some sick shit where Snake Man has the drip on his fist, and it's going to look incredible.
What if he
the attack, right?
What if he does a new Gear 2 form and he's got capoeira snake rubber arms?
You mean that would be Gear 4, right? If he
had
form.
I don't want him to go all big though.
But I want him to match
Kaido a spin on Gear 4.
I think we might see Dragon Man at the end of this arc.
Or Tiger Man makes the most sense because the white tiger kills the dragon.
That'd be badass. Oh, I like. Oh, write it down. Write it down. We're calling it now. Tiger Man.
But the thing is that Yamato is the white tiger because he has that fruit.
Okay. Well, potentially.
No, but that would kind of
theorized it. Yeah, that Yamato has the Byakko fruit.
Also, really sad. Big Mom never rode Kaido. Very upset.
Oh, don't worry, that's happening. She's coming back in the fight. She's gonna ride Kaido.
All right, let's get going.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, Shoryuken. This is intentional. Shoryuken means Rising Dragon Punch, and then Luffy Shoryuken's the Rising Dragon. Get that shit out of here. That's where we're leaving off, though. If you want to read over some of your theories and see how they're holding up, Tyler, because it seems like you want to bring.
Yeah. So let's see. We got
You want to share your screen?
No. Because I'll share them with you in a little bit. I'm not set up the screen share right now.
Okay.
So this is where I'm hit and miss on a lot of these. So I originally made a huge sheet with the entire list of characters that were in Wano so far.
Oh yeah, you have matchup predictions.
Yeah, and this is before Marco and Jinbei actually showed up.
Right.
That's how far this goes back.
It was a long time ago. It was.
So originally I had Kaido in Cypher Pole versus Luffy, X-Drake, and Law.
Oh, that's just so wrong so weird for so many reasons.
I mean, 66%.
66% accuracy. You swung hard for that one. I'll hand it to you.
Mm-hmm. So then I have Frankie, Otama, Speed.
Speed is the centaur girl, the horse girl.
Yeah, and the 9 Reds versus the Beast Pirates.
That's so vague.
Well, that means like the general army, like
The
the
schmucks.
fodder.
Why
Yeah, the
Frankie,
fodder.
but not the other Straw Hats? And why Speed was highlighted is beyond me.
Because Speed and Otama were together.
That's true. The Speed has not even been seen now, unfortunately. So
And Speed
No,
and Otama.
she's in the raid. She was there.
Yeah,
okay, my
yeah,
bad,
they're
my bad.
taking over the Beast Pirates.
I know,
Yeah.
but I don't remember seeing Speed is all. Okay.
And Frankie has been. I mean, he's fighting the tank, so I didn't even know the Triceratops. This was before
The
we
Toby
actually
Ropo
got-
was not introduced at the time.
We did not have the Toby Ropo yet. I
Yeah.
should have done an update.
Yeah.
Brooke fights Apu. Still hoping that one happens.
Still hoping that happens at some degree.
Kinemon and Shutenmaru versus Kanjuro.
Ooh. I mean, Kinemon is gonna fight Kanjuro, I think, 1v1.
He already has once.
Oh my god, and Maru died to him! Yo, Tyler! That's not bad! You know what? I give you enough shit, I will celebrate you on your W's.
Here's this one. Kid and Killer versus Big Mom.
Oh my god! What? Killer! And you were right!
Yes!
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
And this is where, like, because we didn't have the Toby Ropo introduced yet, and we had some missing characters. I had Zoro fighting King.
Okay.
But you know, it's and then Sanji was fighting Queen.
Both
But
of those are looking
like
a little
those
iffy
are
now.
those are like Marco / Chopper.
Yeah.
Dude,
if Chopper is the Queen opponent, that would be the raddest shit, actually. I don't know how that works because Queen is so much stronger than him, but let's do it.
Chopper did just slap the shit out of Queen, but then I had Chopper and Carrot fighting Jack, which very wrong, but I do like how they have kept the residents of Zhao
Yeah.
or Zhou
Zhao.
fighting Jack.
Yeah. The Jack thing's working out pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This one was like the joke fight. It was Nami and Usopp versus Orochi.
Now, you did at least get Nami and Usopp fighting together, so that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
You get 3/4 credit.
This one was way wrong. I don't even. Who's Kyoshiro?
Kyoshiro is Mad Dog Kyoshiro, the one with the
That
blue
was
hair and the
Dindro's.
pompadour.
Yeah, that was Dinjiro. We didn't even know who Dinjiro was yet.
I think we did. No, we couldn't have theorized. It was too crazy. Yeah, no, we did. We had no idea.
It was
Yeah.
Robin Shinobu and Kyoshiro fighting Fukurokuju and the 10 Ninjas.
Oh,
Damn. So we didn't talk about it, but Raizo is fighting Fukurokuju. So
That
that's
was-
another
yeah, that's
one
another one.
that's splitting
Yeah.
off. Yeah. Makes you think.
So Jinbei wasn't here yet.
Yeah.
I actually had Jinbei in quotation marks next to that section.
Because at this
Fighting
point,
with
you thought
Robin?
he'd show up as a homie.
yeah.
No, I thought he'd show up as like a fish skewer.
I mean, we all thought something.
Fish kebab.
Here's the thing, and I hope they address this. The one lingering thing with Jinbei in this storyline is we don't know how he escaped. Like, I don't buy that he just escaped the Big Mom Pirates free. I feel like there needs to be a price that he needs to say at the end of the arc what it was. But we'll get there.
I will say that I figured out why Oda probably held off on having Jinbei in the entirety of the first half of Wano.
Is it
as
because
like
there
a
was
narrative.
already 100 characters?
That, but like, think about Kawamatsu's the only fishman there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the rest of them everyone else could pretty easily blend into the residents there.
Yeah,
Um,
Jinbei could not.
Jinbei would stick out like a sore thumb very, very quickly.
Oh yeah,
Like, it'd be-
Frankie's giant fucking shoulders definitely fit in.
well, I mean, he still looks human at least.
I guess.
But Jinbei is like a big blue fish. He like
Okay, but explain Brooke. Brooke is just a fucking spirit to them.
Brooke was the spirit in the graveyard. He was haunting people.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
crazy. Why couldn't Jinbei just be a kappa in the river?
The
I
next,
feel like
we're
also,
gonna end.
Jinbei would fix the problems immediately with everything that was going on. He would
let's-
just be like, guys,
Let's let
here's
Tyler
what you
go.
need. Yeah.
We're gonna. I was gonna go for an ending with a hot take, but if y'all
Yeah.
aren't done,
No,
No,
it's
no.
time. Let's do it.
okay. Ending with a hot take. Robin will be the next Straw Hat to use hockey.
I hope you're right. I genuinely hope you're right. I think every Straw Hat needs to have hockey by the end, at least one of the 3 types.
Yeah.
And I think Robin
Like-
with armament is a massive buff.
I think this will be her upgrade. This will be her swan song.
Also,
Well, she's gonna go big girl.
yeah, okay, hold on. Are we all for Titan Robin? Shingeki no Robin?
Yeah. I want her to summon a giant hand, and then the next panel be full page, and it goes shing, and it's like fully hockeyed out.
I want her to summon a giant hand, and the next page is a full panel, and you see there's a shoulder and face coming out of the ground, and she is rising. Attack on Robin. She is Armin with the Colossal Titan. It's gonna be
Nuclear
rad.
bomb on Onigashima.
I do hope she gets hockey. You know what? I like that. I think another one I would like to see is Frankie. But
that was actually my hypothetical is, can Frankie use hockey?
Yeah, you can channel hockey through metals, so he could too.
It's all about willpower. It's all in his brain.
The thing is, another fear is that the Straw Hats don't all get hockey. I think it would be super lame if they all
The thing
don't.
is, like, I can see Frankie choosing not to do hockey because he's like, I want to rely entirely on my mechanical aspects of myself.
Okay, then he would give Sea Stone, but then, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. It's like, everyone in the crew has hockey except Frankie. I think Nami should get observation. I feel like Chopper should get observation.
It'd be really funny if Nami actually got Supreme King hockey and just was like, knocked everyone down.
God Usopp might get Supreme King.
That's who should get it.
Usopp awakening to observation hockey is maybe one of the best time skip, or one of the best moments in One Piece. I thought that scene is so hype. But
it'll be funny if that Usopp gets Supreme King hockey and he's able to will his lies into existence.
Oh my god. That'd be
like
nuts.
he tells a lie about someone and that person does that thing or thinks they've already done that thing.
That's nuts. If he, oh my god, he would become so powerful. I hope Brook gets both. I hope Brook gets two forms of hockey. I want him to get observation and armament like Sanji.
I could see him getting armament.
I want him to get the strongest armament hockey.
Yeah, I want him to pierce some motherfuckers with his blade.
Yeah. Well,
but what if he get Conqueror and then he could he already does song bullshit. Like, let's just double down.
The problem is Conqueror is supposed to be like actual like super hyper rare. Like there's only 16 characters in the series.
All right, write it down. I'm leaving another hot take.
This is the last one.
Brooke once mentioned that he was part of the of a North Blue country's like squad of like musketeers. He was like a musketeer army man for one of those countries. I'm gonna step one further and say he was the king to be of that country.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I'm gonna say Brooke was the prince. You know how princes sometimes nobility will join the army, even today, like Prince Edward or whatever, right? Is that guy a scumbag? Is that what happened? Is he dead?
I don't know.
Someone died.
I have no idea.
I hope I'm not. Anyways, he was in the army. I think Brooke joined the army and then went on to be a pirate, and we're gonna learn that someday. And then you're gonna be like Soul King Brooke, and you're gonna all blow your minds when I called it in 2021. Write it down. All right. Thank you for joining us. If anyone can explain how this is not advanced armament hockey, please leave a comment. I just genuinely want to understand what the hell's going on, because I think it's getting messy with this hockey stuff, even though the fight is hype. I mean, that's Wano in general, right? Like, the emotional beats, I feel like, are less than some of the time skip arcs, but the hype is just through the roof.
Hype is there. It's definitely a
hype over emotion arc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still got some emotional parts, but, like, it's mostly hype.
I mean, you had Whole Cake before this, which is, like, an emotional roller coaster crashing and burning all the time.
Same with Dressrosa. Dressrosa has, like, 8 flashbacks, dude. It's ridiculous. Anywho. Oh, man. Anywho, thanks for joining us. Catch y'all next break. We're doing these on breaks.
So 3 to 4 weeks now.
Or as close to it as possible. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Kelly, I'm done!